while the demon took control? Yeah, I would. It had saved Sam's life, and even though it now meant I couldn't communicate with her, I could still annoy the shit out of the demon. It was the only bright spot in my miserable fucking life at the moment. She won't give up until you do. It pushed me back and lifted my head to meet her gaze. The fury there was enough to rival any demon, tenfold. A swell of admiration washed through Azzy. It often wondered what kind of a demon Sam would have made. It had an unhealthy obsession with my girl. Azzy nudged the plate away. So long as I continue to feed, he will be nourished. She stood her ground, glaring like she wanted to rip me apart. I knew the contempt wasn't for me, but I still hated seeing it aimed in my direction. Hated what all this was doing to her. His body needs actual food. Leaning in close, she added, not other people's bad vibes. We've been over this. Unless you want us to shrivel up, my body needs food. As he growled and snatched the burger from the plate. The action rattled the flatware and nearly sent it over the edge of the counter. Weakness, considering recent events, could get us killed. It could get her killed. It stuffed the overcooked animal into my mouth and choked the thing down in 3 large bites. It was dry, the texture unpleasant, but it calmed the annoying rumble in my gut. Thank you, she forced out, as though the words caused her physical pain. She reached around the bar to grab her coat, taking care not to brush my hand, which was a mindfuck all its own. A part of me wanted the contact, craved it like air, but another part of me, the one trapped inside here, hated the way it made me feel. Helpless. Now, are you ready to go? As he stood and, giving the plate one last glare, nodded. Sam led the way, weaving through the diminishing crowd of Viking employees. It was 4 a.m., and the club was closing. Since the demon had totaled our only ride a week ago, we had a long walk ahead of us. Heading out the back door and into the alley next to the club, Sam pulled her coat tighter. She looked one way and then the other. Satisfied that we were alone, she started for home. As he followed, remaining silent. Sam didn't like when the demon spoke to her. She hadn't said so outright, but it was obvious by the pain in her eyes every time it opened my mouth. Several times, I'd seen her actually cringe. It was my voice, my lips moving, but it wasn't me. Not really. Azzy had no desire to cause her more suffering than it already had, so the demon kept to itself unless addressed directly. It was a small mercy, but I figured I had to take what I could get. There was a chill in the air, and several blocks from the club, it began to rain, which complicated things. For the last block or so, something had been following us. Azzy couldn't tell what it was, but considering the shit we'd had to deal with lately, the demon remained on guard. The rain would make it harder to track the scent and get rid of the fucker, whatever it was. As we passed a row of shops, Azzy picked up the trail again, the pungent stink stinging my senses. This time, it was closer and definitely not human. My fingers closed around Sam's wrist, and without explanation, Azzy dragged her into the small space between 2 of the buildings. What the hell are you? It covered her mouth and leaned close. For a moment, the smell of her overrode my system and sent a powerful spark of desire to my core. The demon inhaled, savoring the sudden spike of Sam's anger, and grinned when the smallest tuft of lust seeped through. I wanted desperately to act on it, to fan the ember and turn it into an inferno, which only increased Azzy's desire. Not that it needed the push. It already had a thing for Sam without any help from me.